So we are here today with a very special interview. We've got one of our very own co-owners and sponsors of the Everett City FC team. It's Angel Herrera of Keller Williams Realty, and he's also going to be doing talking to us about the team process of how it's been the last 3 years. So how's it going?
Doing pretty good. Happy New Year to both of you. So
Happy New Year
excited,
as well. Thank
excited
you.
to get off to a good start this new year.
So, uh, we'll talk a bit about this season real quick. So, how has it been from ownership standpoint the season so far? I mean, maybe not exactly the results we've been looking for, but we've got most of our tough games out of the schedule already now. Normally, we have to have those later in the season. So, what's your thoughts so far on the season as it's been?
Obviously, yeah, like you mentioned, we're a little bit off to a shaky start, but also has to come down to our schedule. We've had to play some very, very experienced teams, so it's never easy ever having to play against Tacoma or Bellingham or South Sound, who basically are a lot of former Tacoma players. So the task hasn't been necessarily the easiest, but in every single game we try to figure out a way to come out with a winning result. So. Besides that, we're starting a new year with a home game, 3 home games this month. So we're excited for just getting the year off on a good note and hoping to see how we can finish the year. Maybe we can go win these rest of our games this year.
So, over the past 3 years now that you've had a team in the league, what's been some of the challenges you've faced in ownership trying to keep the team alive together? I mean, we've had 2 great playoff runs in our previous 2 seasons. So, how's that been as a process for you?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Both years have been. Each one has its own individual uniqueness. Obviously, first year, going to the finals. I don't think anybody really expected that from us. Obviously, internally, we always set the bar high for ourselves. So whether we're a new team or a seasoned team, you always want to have that championship mindset. So for us, it was obviously well deserved, and our guys at that time fought really hard to make it happen, and I feel like we proved a lot of naysayers wrong. Last year, yeah, we made it to playoffs, maybe not necessarily as far as we wanted to. But it all comes back down to the little details. So just being able to fix those small details in our gameplay and behind the doors, that hopefully should set us up for maybe improving upon this year.
So, with this season being the first with new head coach Rene Acaro over there,
Right.
What's kind of the thought process that went into needing to bring in an experienced player to lead the team and change the dynamic of how it was? Has that become you're trying to be more focused on winning, or is it? I mean, we've always talked about being a developmental club, but are
Yep.
we focusing more on winning, not just always trying to make the playoffs here?
Yeah, so Renee brings a different pedigree of experience than Uriel. Both of them have vast experience, and honestly, what we're trying to build here is a culture where you're learning not just how to win, but also how to develop your game individually and on the field. So, with that being said, Renee brings that education aspect of it. He's very articulate with the way he teaches. He's very articulate in the way he speaks. So just being able to have that dynamic and that different atmosphere, Uriel the last 2 years has really, penetrated in our mind that winning mentality, that winning pedigree. Renee is now able to help us teach, and kind of like I spoke earlier about those small details, tidy up those small details and go forward from there. So.
So yeah, it sounds like we're always going to be focused on winning and always focused on progressing and getting better. How's it feel seeing back? I know when we were at the Bellingham game, we saw some of our previous players who have turned pro recently.
Mm-hmm.
How's that feel for the club, being able to see success outdoor and indoor for the club players?
Yeah, so honestly, it just comes back down to the culture we're trying to implement. We want to be able to be helping players catapult to whatever next level they have to go towards. Whether that's playing at a college level, semi-pro level, outdoor, or even going down and playing for the Tacoma Stars pro team. We're here to be that next step to catapult players to the next level, and each player hopefully can achieve what they want to achieve, and we're just happy to be a part of that journey. Whether they decide to just stick here and have this be their last stop, or continue to progress and excel in their game.
Awesome. So, one more thing I was just curious if you might touch on for us is what's your New Year's look for club and personal life if you want to talk about what are you looking forward into this new year and second half of this season?
Yeah, for the club overall, is just continuing to provide a beautiful game of soccer to the Everett community. That's always been the goal of Uriel and I. It's just being able to provide the beautiful game here locally. Everett is such a great area and great location for just being able to have a hub of soccer. Because we have a lot of small, great communities around us, but Everett, is a city and it's growing a lot. So being able to provide a great culture, a great atmosphere, as far as the club goes, and being able to continue to build the brand. That first year, obviously, people are like, "What's Everett City?" Now we're starting to get people actually, curious and actually be like, "Oh, I think I've heard of that." So continuing to build the brand recognition, all that, I think club-wise for this year is great. We're always thinking of new ways to possibly expand our, brand, and whether that's talking outdoor, talking women's team, whatever that may be. We're always trying to find creative ways to continue to excel at a club level. And personally, for me, it's just being able to just be giving 100% into everything I do. Currently right now, my fitness journey is the number one concern of mine and mission of mine. My real estate career, that's obviously still top priority as well, continuing to grow that. And honestly, it's just being able to invest in players and anybody who just really wants to be, taking that next step. I want to be able to help people kind of push their limits and push, maybe to the next step that they want to be at and be a part of that. So that's my goal for this year.
I just want to say over the past 3 years of this being a club, I've watched it come from a joke idea mentioned here and there from Uriel to becoming an actual program and not just a program, a dominant program here in the WISL. And I do think you truly have succeeded at bringing that community to Everett and it being a soccer hub, especially the past 2 years. We've seen more and more players travel. We're seeing more and more people want to join this club, and I think you have definitely succeeded in what you are doing, and I'm excited to hear that you're talking other things too outside of just indoor as well. So very excited to see what the growth is, and we're very excited to see that the health of the club is still very much there, and it going forward will be. So very exciting, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, guys. Real quick, this is not a one-man show. The guys behind the camera, the guys who are recording, the guys who are speaking at our games, you guys help this make be a possibility and a reality. So honestly, it takes a village to be able to make this happen. So thank you to everybody who helps put these stuff together. But cheer us on for the season.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.